G'day folks, this is a little souvenir that I found floating around my workshop recently. Got it from my old work. They were throwing it in the scrap metal bin, and it's a gravity feed aluminum casting die. Obviously I've opened it up and I'm just spraying it with a very light coat of engine paint to protect it. I don't intend on using it, so the paint won't have to interfere with anything and it can be sandblasted off afterwards. But to preserve it, I'm painting it at the moment. The part that it's used to make was a tent pole head, a flanged head which bolts together with a partner piece to support army tents for the Vietnam War. The company I used to work for got this particular die just to manufacture these tent pole assemblies, and they made thousands of them, container after container, straight off to the shipyards, all for the war effort in Vietnam. It's a very big contract. The way the die works is you simply insert a stubby piece of aluminum tube into it after it's been closed, slam a steel bung up the centre of it to a prescribed depth, and then pour the aluminium down the runner, which would bolt on the top here using a ladle. And the head that's formed inside the cavity sort of partially forms into the aluminum tube, and then you just finish it off with the MIG welder and weld around the outside. I used to have a sample of the original tent pole, but I do not know where that's gone. I probably lost it or scrapped it when I was moving house a few years ago. But once this paint's dry, I'll turn it over and just show you how it works and what the cavity is like. This is the underside of the fixed half of the die, or the inside, sorry. When a casting is to be made, let's say this stainless steel tubing is actually aluminium, it's inserted like so up to a set point. I'm not sure what governs that. I think there's a pin or something that's missing. Locked into place, a bung is inserted into the centre of the tube up to say a couple of inches from the end. The die is locked fully shut, and a core pin like that one is inserted from the other side to create the bolt hole in the centre. So effectively this is just a big tab that sticks out of the end of this tube. Once the metal's cast, it's ejected. The runner that would protrude up here is cut off and dressed on a linisher, and then they go on to welding, where the seam between the tube and the casting is fully welded for added strength. You can actually see the little Defence Force arrow embossed into this die. Every casting will have it on it. There's a steel bush inserted in here as a repair as well. They wore the centre pin hole out a while ago, so they made a little replacement and pressed it in. I'm going to machine this into a replacement centre pin, comes through from the other side and lines up with that. This one here has the, I think it's a national stock number or something, NSN. The first three rows of digits are the same on both numbers. 8340-66-023. The first number has 5953 and the second one is 7041. I'll have to actually look those up one day. It's a very cheap, crude die, and I imagine more than one die casting company had a copy of this die for the manufacturing for the war, but this is the one that I've got. Saved it from the scrap bin. One day I'll eventually get my own die casting and everything set up, and I'll do a few tests, make a few castings. Thanks for watching, folks.